Yeah, welcome to another episode of ArtCo Drone Solutions show number 41. Tonight, our guest is Tater Rogers, all the way from Louisiana, in I believe North Monroe. He will be with us shortly. He just got home and he's in the process of getting on the stream. So we'll give him a few minutes and then we'll bring him up. But today, I finally got the RoboMaster this week, and I will be doing an unboxing soon. What I'll do is I'll do a video and you'll see me unboxing it, and I will post it on this channel. So, okay, Mark is in his studio. He is getting set up. Well, going to just let him know that the show is live now. It is 10 after 5. So, anyway, so that's exciting. I can't wait to tear into the RoboMaster and start working on it and doing videos on it. There he is, Mr. Tater Rogers is in the studio. Let's bring him up. And
What's up, everybody? How's it going?
Only a little bit late.
I'm so sorry about that. I was driving as fast as I could to get back to the house. I was out at a friend's house, and he lives way out in the middle of nowhere, and I didn't think it'd take as long to get home as it did.
Hey, you sound a little tinny there.
Tinny? Okay, let me see here. Hold on, let me turn this down just a smidge. Is that better?
Well, it sounds like you're in a barrel.
I'm in a barrel? Let me out of the barrel. Okay, let me see something here.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just, I got this USB mic to try to help out some, and I might just be the settings on it here. Let me check something.
How does that sound? Any better or worse?
Much better. Much better.
Good.
Yeah, because before it just sounded like you were in a barrel. You know,
I'm usually in a barrel.
Yeah.
My wife lets me out once a week if I'm a good boy.
Well, you sound great now.
Well, good.
So you're Tater Rogers. And
yes,
you
sir.
Are from North Monroe, Louisiana. Am I correct?
I'm actually from West Monroe, Louisiana, but I moved here to Monroe. They're twin cities, Monroe and West Monroe, and they're divided by the Ouachita River. And you may know my hometown from the TV show Duck Dynasty.
Oh, okay.
That TV show was shot here in West Monroe, actually right around the corner from my old house. And there was constantly people over there. Big tourist attraction now.
I bet.
And so we usually see those people in the stores and stuff around town, all the Robertsons and different places that, that they go. And we try not to bug them too much since they got big and famous now, you know.
Yeah.
But I actually graduated high school with Jace Robertson. He and I went to West Monroe High School. We're both class of 87. But he didn't come to the high school graduation, though. He went frogging.
Oh, okay. I understand. I understand the elder. He was almost picked over Terry Bradshaw.
Yes, actually, he was the first string quarterback at Louisiana Tech University, and Terry Bradshaw was the second string quarterback. And actually, believe it or not, all of those Duck Dynasty guys, they all have college degrees.
Wonderful.
They all went to college. So it's just, we can be pretty smart, too, when we want to.
So, I just have my little questions here that we already taught. Are you originally from Monroe, or are you from somewhere
Yeah.
else?
I was born in Monroe, but I lived most of my grown up life in West Monroe. And then when I went into the military, I went and lived in quite a few places, but I also lived in Las Vegas for a few years.
Wonderful.
And I also lived in Northern California for a few years. That's where my sister still lives now.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So, what? Let me guess. You were in the Air Force.
Yes, sir. Aim
Okay.
high, baby.
All right. That's right. Colorado, the home of the Air Force Academy.
Man, I want to go there one day and see that church.
Oh
That
yeah.
I've heard so many good things about that crystal church there
Yep.
that you can see through. So it's on my bucket list.
All right. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. Did you know the other alternate site for Air Force Academy was Alton, Illinois?
I did not know that. Houghton,
Yeah, I
Illinois.
didn't know that either until back when I was doing stand up comedy. They had a plaque out there in Alton, Illinois, saying that we almost became the home of the Air Force
I'll
Academy.
be
And
dang. But I know
uh,
that the Air Force Academy is very, very difficult to get into.
yep,
It's very difficult. So if you make it in there, man, you've done something.
yep, yep. Basically, you just need to know a congressman or a senator that will recommend you to the academy, or
Yeah.
have really good grades
Yeah.
and very good in athletics too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. I forgot they have a football team too.
Yes, they do. Hmm.
I don't watch much stick and ball sports, believe it or not.
Yeah,
I am more of a action sports guy.
right.
I follow a lot of freestyle motocross and freestyle BMX stuff.
Oh, wonderful.
I used to do that back in the day. That's why me and Place It Here, Ken, he actually is about the same age I am, and
Right,
he did a lot of the same stuff in the same time I was doing it. So
right.
we were all skateboarding on the same models, and he still has a few of those say old boards and stuff.
Oh boy.
And
Yeah, I remember riding a Hobie board for
oh yeah,
quite a while
Hobie, man,
with
that was a high dollar.
Kryptonic wheels and ACS trucks
Yep.
on it. Yep,
Yep, and they made GNS bearing or G something Swiss bearings. I think they're G Swiss bearings.
right. Mhm.
Everybody was wanting at the time. I rode
Yep,
many decks, but probably my absolute favorite was probably the Tony Hawk, the mini Tony Hawk
right,
board,
right. Hmm.
because you could ollie it really high.
Right,
And so yeah, I did a lot of that stuff, man. I got a lot of arthritis now, man, due to all the action sports stuff.
right.
When I was little, my hero was Evil Knievel
Oh,
back in
wonderful.
the 70s. And
Yeah, I followed him and I just
he
was amazed at some of the stunts that he did.
yes. Well, my dad was a motorcycle mechanic.
Right,
My uncle was a motorcycle mechanic, and they've all been motorcycle mechanics, a long line of motorcycle mechanics back to my great grandfather whenever they started coming out with motorcycles.
right,
So I grew up on a motorcycle. And so I've raced everything from little mini bikes up to super bikes on drag strips, where you hang on and pray.
right.
But it was a lot of fun. I don't do it anymore because I got a little one and I got to think about having a future for him, But if
Yeah,
he ever
that's
wants to do that one day, I might be able to rekindle the passion there.
well.
Actually,
I just
go ahead.
have some housekeeping really quick.
Sure, yes,
Uh,
sir.
just want to say hi to Mitch, old guy on a drone, Bob
Hey, what's up,
Casey,
Mitch?
Lloyd, the grumpy vlogger, Ron
Grumpy.
Michelle, welcome, welcome, Jeff, JNS Ariel, or JAS Ariel, not JNS, JAS, and 3X Drones, and Marcus Crawford, Idaho Quadcopter, almost said Quadhopter, but
Quadhopter.
yeah,
It's a
and
hopper.
Tomas O'Sullivan, Bill from Metro Drones. Welcome, welcome.
What's up, Bill?
Yeah, all right. We got a great group tonight. Cool,
Oh
cool.
yeah, I see Chris Hope in here.
Yep, Chris
Bob
Hope.
Casey, how you doing,
Yep,
guys?
yep. We got a good group here tonight.
Here's JAS Ariel. Hey, man, he's the
So,
best news guy in the business.
yes, he is. Yep. And I understand you're quite a hunter and fisherman.
Yeah, well, I'm actually just came from the gun range today. We're putting together a video from a place here called Trucks and Triggers.
Oh,
It's a place where you can get your truck jacked up and go shoot in the shooting range while you get it done. So
oh,
it's
wonderful.
kind of a redneck paradise. But me and my buddy went over there and loaded up a truck full of guns and pistols and went over there and shot up a whole bunch of stuff today and
Awesome.
burned through some lead. And I'll have that video coming up shortly. I got some GoPro videos of first person view of shooting different guns, ARs, 10 millimeters,
Wow.
45 70s,
Yeah.
270s, 30-06s, just all anything.
Yep. Yep.
Well, the funny thing is when I stopped to get some fuel on the way, I had my GoPro and it fell out of the little pocket on the back of the seat and was kind of rolling around in the back floorboard of the truck.
Right.
And while I was letting the gas pump in, I walked around there and opened the door because I wanted to keep the GoPro from falling out of the truck and put it back in the little pocket. And a policeman happened to look in there and see all them guns and looked at me like this, you know. I just waved at him and he's probably wondering, hey, if there's a bank, I'm gonna get that license plate number. Remember that guy.
Yeah, I mean, heck, you're in Louisiana. Everybody owns a gun.
Yeah, they give you.
I think
one.
It's mandatory to have a gun rack in back of your truck.
Yep, he's like, it's a boy. Okay, here's his gun. Here's your birth certificate and your pistol.
So, how's the fishing down there in Louisiana?
Man, the fishing down here is fantastic. We have some of the best fishing in the world. It's the sportsman's paradise, is what they call it. That's our motto. And we just had a big crappie tournament that came through here that Ken placed it here, and we filmed that. It was for the American Crappie Trail.
Right.
And we had so many people that were there catching fish that were they would catch 65 and 70 crappie. And they said the only reason that they stopped fishing was they ran out of shiners. And so I told Ken, I was like, man, next time that comes, we're going to get my little boat and we're going to buy all the shiners we can hold in an ice chest and put a little bubbler in there. And we're going to put around to all these professional fishermen and charge them 10 cents a shiner.
There you go.
And we're going to make a bunch of money.
Well, they have these things. They're called traps that you can set up.
Yeah, you can do those too.
Yeah, you can. And I've seen videos where you can take those 2-liter pop bottles and cut off the top and put it inside, and the minnows will go in and they don't get out.
That's right. Yeah, you can flip around the bottle and put it in there backwards, and it makes a funnel. And they swim in there and they can't swim out. And another thing you can do is take a little piece of a white styrofoam cup and put it in the bottle ahead of time. And then when that white will attract them to go in there.
Ooh.
And something about styrofoam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that works down here real good is cottonseed.
Wow.
Cottonseed plants. You can buy it in a mat. Yeah, you just tear a piece off of it and use it. And also there's a pink soap that's made in Mexico. It's also a fantastic bait.
Right.
Just little tricks people down here have been doing for years and years, man. You know.
Well, this year I've been mainly going after carp.
Those are some fighting fish, I've heard.
They are. So,
I have never caught one. I've always seen people catch them, but when they do, you feel like you've got a whale on there. Man.
Yeah. They're easy to catch. All you need is corn.
Corn.
Just take a number 8 or number 10 circle hook.
Yeah.
Put a couple kernels on there with a drop sinker or just a shot and
Okay.
put it out there, and
Man,
that sweet
you're
smell.
giving away your tricks there, buddy. You know,
Well,
I'm gonna tell you something really funny. The
okay,
best catfish bait that you can buy, and this is a trade secret, don't tell anybody, is the cheapest weenies that you can buy in the grocery store.
oh
I'm
yeah,
talking about the cheap. If they're over 75 cents for a pack, they're too expensive. The
right,
cheaper the weenie, the better it works. You cut it up into little beanie weenie size pieces, and
beanie.
you roll that puppy onto that circle hook,
Yep,
chunk it out there, and it's something about the extra salt that's in the weenie. It gets out in the water.
right.
And my dad used to catch stuff on weenies all the time, man. He's like, just you can eat them, you can fish with them at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah. I've done some fishing with the chunks of hot dogs and
Yeah,
caught catfish with that, and
I
yeah,
like corn dogs works too, but that's only if you're fishing for a dork fish.
yeah. All right, so this is a drone show. Let's get into drones. So, how did you
Yes.
get into drones?
Let me think. How did I get into it? I think I watched a video that Ken put out, or Ken or Mel or somebody put out of drones. Probably Ken, I think, because I'd seen some people flying some drones, and I thought, man, that looks so cool. I
Hmm.
used to hate drones because I would be in the woods hunting, and they would fly over, and man, you would see them, and I'm like, these damn things are gonna scare everything off, but they didn't really scare anything off. But I thought they were spying on me, just like everybody else that's uneducated about drones would think.
Right.
And then when I did some research on them, I'm like, man, this is really cool. I got to get into this.
Yep.
So I did a whole bunch of research, and I mentioned to my mother-in-law that, hey, man, I'm watching this drone stuff because she came over and saw me watching the video on YouTube.
Right.
And so for Christmas, a couple years back, she bought me the ProMark Shadow GPS
Oh,
drone. It's kind of like a Phantom clone.
okay.
And it's a Wi-Fi drone that just comes with a single battery that you charge with mini USB, which
Right.
takes forever. And it had about a 10-minute flight time,
Right.
no stabilization, 720p camera. I mean, I thought it was the cat's meow at the time, because I
Right.
got up there and I thought that's how all the drone footage looked at first. But
Right.
I gave that drone to my good buddy and to get him into flying drones. But the
Right.
problem is that we both have Pixel 3 Android phones. For
Ah, okay.
some reason, the app won't connect to the drone
Wow.
software no matter what we do, unless you're using an old phone. So
Right.
he
Right.
still hasn't flown it, man. He's had it for a long time and still
Wow.
hasn't flown it. So we might be give it to somebody else that wants to get into it that
There
has
you
an
go.
older phone or something.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
But I've been hooked ever since.
Well, that's great. Let's welcome Brent Nunley and Troy from NoCo Silver.
What's
is
going
here.
on?
He's the guy that won the drone in my giveaway.
Hey, you
The
did good, man.
Mambo. And who else did I see pop in?
Thomas O'Sullivan.
Thomas O'Sullivan. Mike, a.k.a. Mike B, a.k.a.
Hey, that's Sam Elliott. He
Yeah.
needs to
Oh,
do
Sam.
AKA Sam Elliott. He sounds just like Sam Elliott. He probably gets all the ladies, man.
Jim Wallace, alias Mr. Graphic.
Hey, Jim.
Oh, and Glenn, Thunderbird 6, all the way from Australia.
Thunderbird 6. I love that handle, man. That is the greatest handle.
Yeah. And Steve Carpenter is here too.
Hey, Steve. Somebody just asked when my next song's coming out, and it's actually already done.
Okay.
The name of it's called "Digging Up Drones."
Okay.
And I'm working on recording it now, so it should hit in the next couple of weeks.
Awesome.
Probably next week. As I was working on that one, I got 2 more ideas. So I started working on those ideas, and I should have stayed on track and finished that one and then went on to do the other ones, but I'm like a squirrel. and I'm
Yeah.
looking around, I get interested in something else real quick. So I'm hoping to do some of those. I grew up playing more country and alt rock and
Right.
stuff like that, and bluegrass, a little bit of that. And so a
Right.
lot of the songs that I do are stuff that I already knew. And since I only have an acoustic guitar right now, that's kind of all
Right.
can work with. But you
Mm-hmm.
can do a lot of cool rock ballads and stuff on those. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can. Uh,
YouTube is trying to strike me though.
yeah, I heard about that. Tell us about that.
Well, when I put that song up, that Wonder Drone Tonight song, on just a simple 3-chord song,
Right.
I put the song up and I didn't think anything about it, and I didn't change the song. I didn't put anything about the artist in the song, and I didn't put the actual name of the song. So
I see.
about 5 minutes after I uploaded it, I get an email that says that your video has been hit with a copyright strike. And I thought, man, how could that be copyrighted? Somebody must be spying on me somewhere if they made up that same damn song
Right.
that I just did. And then I thought, well, dang. And my wife said, well, you must have played it really good then if they thought it was the real song.
Yeah.
I said, well, maybe so. I said, but I'm not no Eric Clapton by any means. But yeah, so I sent in a dispute
Right.
where you can put that if it's a parody song and
Uh-huh.
you perform the music and the lyrics are your own,
Right.
then you can do it. The only thing is if that video ever gets monetized, then they have rights to get some of the money,
Ah, I see.
which I'm not monetized anyway, so I don't care. They can half of nothing is nothing, so they can have half of it.
Mm-hmm.
I just do this for fun anyway. I'm not looking to ever be a big YouTube star or anything like that unless it just
Never can
happens.
tell. You might hit on a song that all of a sudden
Uh,
goes viral,
it,
and next thing you know,
that's true.
you wake up and what? 10,000 views? How did that
Yeah.
happen?
Yeah,
You
that's true. I just love doing it, and I love the reason I keep doing it is because I love the community more than anything else.
Right.
That's what keeps me coming back for more. And even if the rest of YouTube was gone and you guys were still on there, I'd still be here doing it,
Right.
because you don't find that kind of kinship and that kind of camaraderie just anywhere. So
That's right. That's
that,
right.
and the drone community's been really good. I was an archer for many years. I was a champion archer, believe it or not. Not trying to brag or toot my horn. Um, I got a gold medal and 2 silver medals in the Louisiana State Games. I was the #1 archer in Louisiana, and then for 2
Awesome.
years I was the second best archer. And on the third time I actually competed, I got the first place trophy. Thank goodness. So that's a little bit about me. I shot archery for many years, 3D archery. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but
No.
it's kind of like redneck golf. If you got a second, I'll tell you about it.
Oh, well, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so you had 20 targets. You start to walk through the woods, and then they got these lanes cut out at each station. You stop
Right.
at the first station, and there's stakes in the ground. And the stakes are different yardages that you don't know what they are.
Right.
And then there is a foam animal down at the end of the lane
right.
that has a targeting ring etched into the foam.
Mhm.
And you score a 5 if you just hit the animal. If you score inside the big ring, you get 8 points. If you go into a smaller circle inside that, you get 10 points. And if you can hit about a quarter size circle in the bottom of that circle, you get 12 points.
Wow.
And so you get a little scorecard and a pencil, and then everybody on your team goes and we all shoot the arrow. You get 1 shot, and you don't know how far it is. So that's the tricky part.
Right.
You try to guess the distance and adjust your sight. You shoot the arrow, and then once everybody shoots their arrows, then we all walk down there and we all write down the scores. We pull our arrows, and then you go to the next target, and you have 20 targets in a tournament.
Oh, wonderful.
And there's a bonus target sometimes that you can shoot, like and they're always some kind of novelty. Like one of them is a giant cobra.
Right.
That's about 6 foot tall. And then they got another one that's a mosquito called Louisiana mosquito, and he's about this big. But the 12 ring on him is about that big.
Oh boy, I bet.
And so they have everything from a stick, just a recurve bow or a traditional bow
Right.
that has just a string and a stick,
Right.
all the way up to a compound bow that has the wheels and pulleys and things. And then they got different classes in that. And I was in the bow hunter class,
Cool.
actually bow hunter outlaw class.
Wonderful.
So yeah.
Let's welcome Deuces Wild, RC, and
Hey,
Doug
Deuces.
Circle. Welcome, welcome. Yeah.
Hey, 3X Drones. How you doing, buddy?
3X drones. Yep, yep, yep. So yeah, archery. I never really got into it. I played around with it, when I went to camp, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, uh, because being a little person, I don't have the
Yeah.
strength to really pull. The one thing I would like to try, since I like fishing, is
Right.
boat fishing.
You can do that with, I've got a bow fishing bow over here, and all you need is a small bow because you don't have to have a strong pullback,
Right,
and you need a bow fishing reel that screws into the stabilizer hole on the front.
right. Hmm.
And then you just get out there and get after it. It's supposedly, I've never done it. I have the thing, but I've never been. I've heard it is a blast.
Hmm.
And you can get a hold of some whoppers, man, down
Yep.
here.
Well, I have a friend who has a ranch in southeast Colorado, and he's got a pond on that ranch. He's got grass carp up to 3 feet long, and
Oh,
boy,
man.
that. And one of his sons has bow fished out of there, and he caught some pretty big grass carp out
Those
of.
are some big fish, man.
Yeah.
I've
Well,
seen guys with a boat that has lights all around the bottom of the boat, and
right,
it's a big platform. Everybody gets on it in the evenings, and they turn all the lights on, and then you stand on the edge of the boat. Everybody stands around it and shoots off of there.
right, right.
It's
Well,
a you,
and you guys probably have big garfish down there.
man. Let me tell you, I caught 130-pound gar in the backyard one time. We had a.
Wow.
I grew up in a house on the bayou.
Hmm.
And we actually went out there and was running a stump hook. It's kind of like a trot line is a line that goes across. It's got little drops on it with hooks
Yep.
on it. Well, a
Hmm.
stump hook is just the opposite. You tie one big line to the hook and you put something like a whole fish on there.
Uh-huh.
Well, we pulled a gar in one time that we really thought it was an alligator at first. And when we were pulling him in the boat, I was like, oh my God. And my dad goes, just cut the string. And I was like, heck no, I'm not cutting the string. We're taking this thing in. So I made him wrestle me, and we wrestled that sucker in the boat, and he was hanging off both sides of the boat. So we go all the way back to the thing. He goes, now what are you going to do with this thing? I said, well, man, I'm going to call somebody that wants to take it to the fish market. And so my dad thought I was crazy. Well, my cousin came and picked up the gar and took it to the fish market and got $130 for it.
There you go.
Yeah, so he came back and my dad was like, damn, I wished I'd have done that.
And he thought you were nuts.
Yeah, we don't eat those much down here because they're really bony and they're
Yeah,
very, very hard to prepare right. If you don't do
right.
them right, man, they taste bad. So
Yeah. And I understand carp is kind of like that too. You gotta know how to
yep.
cook
Got
them.
to know how to cook them, man. The best eating fish, though, is crappie or what we
Yep.
call white perch down here, man. You fillet some of those puppies up, license plate size ones, man, they're
Yep.
so good.
Yeah. My friend that has the ranch, I caught some 14, 15-inch crappie out of that pond.
Well, have you ever thought about trying drone fishing?
You know what? Someone else did that. I think it was Chris Hope that did it, and I've seen some videos on that, and I would like to try that. If I get another Phantom drone, I'll definitely do that.
I just don't got the stones, man. My luck, I'll get a hold of a big fish or something, and it'll pull my drone in, and there I am.
Well, you use the drone to put the bait out there and drop it. You don't
Oh,
actually
okay.
fish
You're
with
just talking
the.
about casting it out there.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
That's how it works. It's got a. Well, Chris has a little thing on there that releases the bait or the lure,
Yeah.
and then you fly the drone back, and then you just
Okay.
fish as usual.
I
And
seen a guy do that with took a coat hanger. Oh, excuse
yeah,
me. And he folded it up to where it had a little lip on the end of it,
yeah,
and he'd put it over there. And then whenever he'd get ready to drop it, he would just bank it backwards
yeah,
and get it to drop the
right.
line in the
I
water.
think
And
I've
it,
seen that one. Yeah.
yeah, for
Mhm.
those people fishing on the in the ocean or whatever, and they need to cast their bait way out there to do any good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought they were fishing with the drones, man. They actually
No,
put.
no.
I didn't know that because I might try that then, but
Okay.
man, I didn't think. I thought. Imagine calling DJI. This is DJI support. Can I help you? Yeah, I need to get my drone replaced. Well, yes, sir. We'll be happy to help. Well, what happened to the drone? Well, I caught this big old catfish with it, and it pulled her down under there, and I got part of it back, but we ate the catfish, and I think Mama cooked a couple of the props up when she was frying it. You think you can honor the warranty there? They could be like, "Oh, what are you talking about, man?" That would be what happened to me if I did it. And then I'd go home and my wife would be mad as heck. You mean that expensive drone? What were you thinking? I've been told that question many times. What were you thinking?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
a lot of times I tell them I wasn't.
yep,
You
yep.
know. You want to hear something really funny, man?
Sure, go ahead.
My dad. One time when I was about 9 years old, I was begging my dad to take me fishing. I said, "Come on, Dad, take me fishing under this bridge over here." There was a bridge we could fish under. And I begged and begged and begged. And he finally said, "Well, look, I'll take you, but I don't have no fishing license. So I'll just sit there and watch you fish a little while." I was like, "Oh, good. Thanks, Dad." So he took me out there. And the first time I cast it out there, I got hung up. And I mean, I got hung up good because there's a lot of people fishing off the bridge and I didn't see the line. You know how kids
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
And so Dad was like, "Give me that dang thing. Let me get you unhung." And so he grabbed that pole and was pulling to get me unhung. And when he did, a game warden pulled up at the same time and gave my dad a $100 ticket.
Oh man.
And my dad was so mad at me. I
Oh,
said,
I bet.
he was mad at the game warden really because he got the ticket but technically he wasn't fishing, but he was, So
Yeah. Hmm. Yep.
anyway, we try to watch those guys in the green pants down here.
Yeah. Well, it looks like your little buddy is there wanting to be part of the show there.
Yeah, that's this is Louie. I don't know if you
Louis.
guys have met him. Let
Hey,
me get.
Louis.
Here's old Louie. He's my fat boy.
Oh, look at that
Hey,
cutie.
Lulu.
Oh,
He
that's adorable. And is that a Frenchie?
It's a Frenchie, and he got hit by a skunk about a week or two ago,
Oh,
right in the head. And we thought we were going to have to take him to the vet because he was foaming at the mouth. But I mean, he got nailed good.
oh man.
Well, the problem is this skunk is still in my backyard.
Oh, boy.
He has moved in and made residence under my shop.
Oh man.
They
Ow.
told me to go and make a trap and catch him and then get rid of him that way. But the
Yeah.
problem is how do you get the trap out without getting sprayed? And even holding a sheet up there, man, still bad.
Right.
So my wife told me, "Well, get him with your crossbow." But the
Oh
thing only comes
man.
out at night. And so she told me to shoot him with the crossbow if I see him out there at night, and then just take him and throw the arrow and everything, the bolt and everything away. Or I can take a Bluetooth speaker, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing, and stick it under there and play something like opera. I'm going to put some opera music on 24-hour loop and just chuck it up, roll it under that building and just let it go, man. And if that don't run the skunk off, I don't know what will. If that don't work, we'll just have to, put him on the show or something.
Yeah.
Call him Skunk Tater or something.
Yeah. Skunk Tater.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, and you think about Louisiana, you're close to the ocean, and I hear the redfish are really good catch.
Yeah. I have never been fishing in the deep blue sea.
Right.
I'm actually about 6 hours from the coast because I'm more of in Arkansas. I'm up close to Roosevelt, Fly
Oh,
Natural. Shout out to you guys.
all right.
And so I'm about 4 hours from Dallas, Texas, on I-20
Right.
there. So I'm hoping to get to go over and see Chris one day, and go up and visit Bob and those guys. I want
Right.
to come to Spin Up really bad, but I just couldn't do it. It
Right.
just the way the money hits, everything came due at that time, and you know how it
Yeah.
is. Just
Yeah.
life happens,
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping to be able to do that and make some videos about some hunters coming up. I got a couple people that are hunters here,
Mm-hmm.
and they want me to try to film some kind of a video for themselves to give to their kids and family members. Hey, this is Daddy going on a hunting trip, and it gives me a little bit of practice on video editing and trying to be creative
Mm-hmm.
with my shots and stuff like
Right.
that.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Uh,
probably why I really love this little GoPro, man.
okay. And what model do you have there?
This is the Hero 7 Black.
Oh, nice.
And I took it out of the cage. I have an aluminum cage for it. And
Right.
the reason I bought that was these little teeth down here broke about a
Oh,
week after I got it. One of the teeth broke off, and I didn't want a chance just having one tab holding my
right.
GoPro on. And so I saw a lot of people. Mitch, as a matter of fact, that was the first video I saw. Old guy in a drone. Shout out, buddy. He did a vlogging setup with this camera and bought a metal cage for it and put a little Rode mic with a cat on the top of it.
Right. Right.
And he made a little shadow box and filmed the like a product feature in that little box. It was really good. I mean, for what he had and what he did with it, it was very
Right.
creative. And
Mm-hmm.
so I took his idea and bought one of those cages, and because you can also screw a filter on there, I'll show you. I got it right
Oh,
here.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for those of you that this is the frame right here,
Okay. I see.
and you just slide the GoPro in, and it's got a little door that slides on the back here.
Right.
And the cool thing about it is it has a lens cap. This is a standard 52 millimeter lens.
Oh, wow.
And so you can screw this off and you can actually put on regular camera filters on it.
Wow. Wonderful.
And that's one of the reasons you can get this for $18 or so on eBay.
Will that work with the Hero 3?
They have them for different ones. This is actually an Artman.
Uh-huh.
Look, it's right up your alley. It's
Oh, okay.
got your name on it, man.
Artman. Okay.
Yeah, if you look them up, they're just an aluminum cage.
Right.
And basically, and the reason I bought it is because it has a metal tab down here at the
Right.
bottom that screws on.
Oh, okay.
See right here, so that way
Oh, okay.
it doesn't break.
Right. Right.
See,
Right. Mm-hmm.
but yeah,
Cool.
it's a great, man.
Well, that's a great idea. I'll have to look that up because I use the GoPro quite a bit for my fishing videos.
Yeah,
And
I seen that. Which one do you run?
I have the Hero 3 Black and the Hero 3 Silver.
Oh wow, okay.
But
So which one were you doing the underwater videos with?
I use the Silver because for some reason the audio is screwed up on that,
Okay.
so it really doesn't matter. And I use the 3. I put that on what they call a skeleton mount,
Yeah.
where I put that on my chest mount, or I might put it on a tripod. I even made a special mount that is it's an aluminum pole.
Oh yeah, on that
And
board that floats.
yeah,
Was that the
board.
one? Yeah, man, that was a great idea. I told my
Yeah.
wife, I said, the only thing I hate about it is I didn't think of it.
Yeah, and I've got little eyelets on all 4 corners, so I could put a line on and kind of steer it a little
Oh,
bit. And yeah, I just throw it out
man.
there and let it float around. And yeah, I
That's,
got some pretty cool shots with that.
we call that noodling here in Louisiana. You know what noodling is? There's two
Yeah,
different types of noodling. One type of noodling is where you use your actual finger in Oklahoma and you put your hand up in these holes and you feel around for a catfish and you grab him by the lip and you
Yep.
yank him out.
Yep.
Well,
That's
what we
right.
call noodling down here is we get a pool noodle from Walmart, like one of those noodles that you put in the pool, the kids foam, like a
Oh
foam
yeah.
noodle.
Yeah.
And you cut it into pieces about this big. And then you wrap some line around it and you tie it off and put a hook with some bait on it. And you go out in the boat and you chunk them out about every 20, 30 feet. And then you just go park the boat and you come back and you look for whatever's bobbing around, or, you could use
Right.
2-liter bottles, but it's cheaper to use a noodle.
Right.
And then you go grab your fish and just pull it up. And
Oh wow.
yeah,
Cool. Mhm.
easy way to do it, man. It's cheap, and you can put them weenies on there, man, and you'll see those noodles racing around up there. And
Yeah, I bet.
you got to try to
Bet.
speed up and catch them,
Mhm.
get them in the boat, man.
Mhm.
We
Yep.
got some funny fishing stories, man. There was one of them. My wife, she's gonna hate me telling this, baby. I'm just gonna ask you to forgive me now.
Oh, okay.
I used to have this little aluminum bass boat. It was about 15-footer. And we were up in some cypress trees catching some brim one time, and she had to
Right.
go to the bathroom bad.
Uh-huh.
And so she said, well, take me back there and get into the boat launch. I said, there ain't no bathroom there. You're going to have to let you off at the bank. You're going to have to go find a tree somewhere. And she said, well, I ain't going to do that because you're snaky. I said, well, there ain't but one thing you can do, and it's just hang her off the side and pray for the best. And she said, well, ain't nobody going to see me. I said, well, we're up in these cypress trees. Ain't nobody going to see you. I mean, we're way up in here. Well, about the time she hung it over the side there, I had to get on the other side of the boat and balance it out.
Right.
Her white butt's hanging off the side, and she's trying to pee. And then the wind pushed us right out of those cypress trees into the main channel of the lake, man. And there was nothing I could do, man. I had the boat trolling motor and just trying to get it to go. And if it wasn't the battery's about dead in it, we were already paddling around. And I mean, she was mad as heck. She's trying to pull her pants up and everything, and didn't quite finish before she got her britches up. And then she was mad at me. She thought I did that on purpose and still does to this day.
Oh man. Oh,
Yes,
man.
sir. Art, you'll get to talk. Just hang in there. I'm sorry, Art. Bob, I'm talking too much. I'm so sorry about that, man. I get to going. You know how it is.
Yeah, well, you're kind of like Lloyd Mendenhall. He tends to
I'm
go
sorry,
on,
y'all. I
but
apologize to everybody.
no problem, because you tell good stories, and you're a very interesting person, and I
Thank you.
am just so glad I was able to get you on the show. I've had a crappy week.
Oh no.
Started off with a cold.
Oh God.
Then we had that snowstorm, which turned out I had a flood in my apartment.
Oh yeah. Did you dry it
And
out yet?
oh God. And
How's
yeah,
it coming?
Lloyd, bite me. You bite me, mister. Uh,
Oh
so
Lord.
now I'm having all sorts of issues with my apartment and stuff. And uh
Is the carpet just soggy, like down to the pad?
yeah, well, it's dried now, because
Oh, okay.
what they did is they put down some floor fans, and they, just had that going for a couple of days, and it dried
Okay.
out, because here in Denver, it's pretty dry up here.
Right.
And so and it's happened to me before, but that was a few years ago. And what they did is, on the downspout, they put a longer pad to push the
Oh,
water further out into the yard, and
good
that
idea.
seemed to work. But with the storm that we had, it was back-to-back storms, where in between the storms we had just enough sun to melt the snow, and then to freeze, and then melt, and then
Oh God.
it froze up the downspout and the water was coming out
Oh my
the
gosh.
side, and it was going down to the foundation because I live what's called a garden level apartment, which is partially below ground,
Okay.
and so that water just goes down the either that the outside of the downspout,
Okay.
and it goes right into, you know, the ground, and it follows the foundation into a
The
spot.
gutter.
Yep,
Okay.
and and it's always in the same spot. It's in my closet, in my bedroom, and out in my living room that's closest to the closet there.
Okay. So it wasn't just a small amount of water that a wet dry vac would have been able to take care of. This was like a
Yeah,
big deal.
yeah.
So when
Well,
it freezes and melts like that, it pretty much just makes it instead of snow, ice, right?
yes,
Just like a slippery.
yeah.
Man.
But yeah, so yeah, the other day I was taking a shower, and I went to watch TV in the living room, and I had my, bare feet, and I'm like going,
Oh, what the heck?
it's damp over here because my furnace is like right across the hall from the bathroom. And
Okay.
I noticed it was like really wet there, and I'm, oh
You thought
man,
the may have
where
been leaking.
else is it wet? And then I went in the closet and I go, yeah, it's wet in there. And then I went out by the corner of my living room, which is backs up right against the my closet wall.
Right.
And yep, it was damp there. So
Man. So does
so
it ruin the carpet or do you
no, it just soaks it, and hopefully it dried it out. And I'm just worried about mold.
I was about to say that mold might be some, you know,
Yeah,
they got some stuff that you can spray on it, I
yeah,
think,
I
that
think that.
kills the mold.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's some bad stuff, man. If
yeah,
you could be careful. But you're kind of a dry area though, right?
yeah.
So the mold is less likely to form.
Uh, well, only if it's continuously damp, then mold
Okay.
will grow.
I got you. My friend just moved up there. Do you know where Lee's Summit is?
I've heard of that. Let me. Yeah.
He's the company I work for is out of a place called Broomfield.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah. I'm just a couple miles south of Broomfield.
okay, yeah,
Yeah,
so he moved there and so he can go to work over there. He moved to that place and he moved to Lee's Summit and he said they just got a first snow about a
right.
week ago, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the most beautiful places in the world to live, man.
Yeah.
You know, the only bad thing about it, they say, is the seasons are kind of pronounced,
Yeah.
But I think it's beautiful to be able to look out the window and see a mountain, man. That's gorgeous.
One of the good things about living here is we'll get some snow, and then we'll be in the 40s and 50s, and that snow is gone.
Hmm.
You go. I used to live in Michigan, and it snows. That snow is there until springtime.
Yeah. Dang,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
they don't get much of a break up there, do they?
Uh,
I
no,
think they get a very short summer. I couldn't live there, man. I had a friend that lived in La Crosse, Wisconsin.
yeah, I know where that is. Yep,
He said that people have literally died walking to their car before because it's been so cold. If they parked too far away,
yep,
that they didn't make it because the temperature with the windshield was just so cold.
yep, yep. That's well, and here we had it got down pretty close to zero a couple
Oh,
of nights here, but
mm.
sometimes it'll get down below zero, down in the teens
Oh
below
man.
zero. And that's just here in Denver. You go up in the mountains, it'll get down to 30 below at night up there.
Yeah, how is the drone community in Denver? Is there like a lot of a lot of people know about drones? Is there a lot of
Yeah, there's
FPV
quite
stuff?
a few drone communities on Facebook that I'm part of, and Um,
Did they do
let's see. Oh,
meetups?
Sean Oz, he's from
That's
Colorado.
right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
They're in Dillon, which is up in the mountains. So it was nice seeing a Colorado kid down there at Spin Up. So we hit it
Man,
off.
he's really good on those snowboards, man.
Mhm.
Very good. The thing is I've done a little bit of research on Denver area just to kind of see about if I was to move somewhere, that would be where it would be. And there is a lot of stuff to do, man.
Oh, yeah.
I think if you run out of something to do there, it's just because you don't want to go do something, because
Yep.
gosh, it just looks like there's so much. If you're an outdoorsy type of person,
Yep.
then it's good. Down here in the wintertime, it's okay.
Yeah.
But in the summertime, it is so unbearably hot
Yeah.
because our humidity is always at 100%.
Yeah.
And so that means you feel everything a lot more. Like in the wintertime, it seems very, very cold.
Right.
But if we go there, my old boss was from Denver, and he
Oh,
said it felt worse here than it did there because of the humidity.
right.
So,
Right.
yeah, it's nice up there, man. Beautiful.
Hmm.
Plus,
Yep.
I'm a John Denver fan. I
Yeah,
might.
it is a beautiful state. There's a lot of fishing. We've got warm water fishing, and then up in the mountains we got trout fishing, and we've got a lot. We've got really good hunting here.
Man, yes, you do.
Got white-tailed deer, mule deer, got
Moose.
antelope. We've got elk. We've got
Mooses, or is it Mises? Mooses? Mooses? Mises? What's plural for moose? Anybody know?
what?
Is it Mises?
No, I don't think.
I
I
don't
think it's
know.
mooses.
I've never seen a moose in real life. I
Yeah.
did hear, and I'm not trying to talk too much, but I'm just telling you what I heard, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Someone said, my friend that lives there said that you only get one moose tag in your whole life there.
Yep, that's about right.
And he said that whenever someone in your family gets picked that year to go on a moose hunt,
Mhm.
the whole family gets together to help them because it's such a rare thing.
Yep. Hmm.
Yeah, I
And,
thought that was cool.
and it's such a big beast. I mean, you're
Man,
gonna be well fed for a long time.
man, you can feel a lot. You can probably feed several families on.
Yep.
I've never tasted moose meat though. Have
I
you?
haven't either, but I've had elk and deer and antelope. My friend that has the ranch, every time I go over to his house, I always bring a canvas bag because he's always giving me food,
Oh
and
man,
usually
elk steaks.
type of you know deer or elk and some fish.
Oh
I'll get some
man.
salmon or some walleye or some wipers.
So,
Oh,
what's your favorite fish to eat?
I like walleye. I think walleye is really tasty. It doesn't have that fishy taste to it,
Mm.
and there's just so many ways you could cook it up. And fortunately for me, I have a deep fryer, and I do battered walleye.
Yeah, that sounds good, man.
So,
Have you tried an air fryer yet? Have you
no,
heard of one of those?
I like to do that.
I've heard of it. I've never tried it. I don't know if any of y'all have tried it, but that would be something. Help at Home Jim, I'll bet he has one and would do something on it because,
Right.
like, I'm a diabetic and
Oh,
I can't eat a lot of foods that everybody else eats, and I can't
right.
eat anything fried.
I
But
see.
but I might can eat something that's air fried,
Right.
because it doesn't have all the stuff in it. So I thought about that option, but I don't know anybody that's ever tried it, so I don't know if it's any
Have
good.
you tried a Foreman cooker?
Oh man, that's the best thing since sliced bread, man. That little George Foreman.
Yep.
Throw a couple turkey burgers on that baby and let it cook and drain the
I
grease.
do hamburgers. I do chicken. Yeah, fish. A lot of fish.
Oh my God, that sounds good. So tell me, who's the most famous person you ever met?
Oh boy. Well, back in 1990, I was performing at a nightclub down in the Caribbean in Aruba for a whole month,
Oh my
and Chuck
God.
Norris came to our show.
What?
Yeah.
God, that must have been nervous as heck, man.
Well, it was just great to meet him. Oh, and then I ran into John Travolta at one of the
Uh,
other hotels.
I
Yeah,
actually met him too before. I've met Chuck Norris. Actually didn't meet him, but I've seen him in Las Vegas. He has a school. My friend was a student, and then John Travolta I saw in Vegas.
right.
Man, that's great. So were
Mm.
you worried did you should have done some Chuck Norris jokes, but they probably weren't that big back then.
No, I just went up there to shake his hand and thank him for coming to our show, and you know, it was such an honor that somebody of that talent would uh,
Yeah. Come
come
and
to
see.
our little comedy show at the Holiday Inn in Aruba, uh,
Wow.
which was cool. Uh, Another time, I was coming back from South Korea to Los Angeles, and I had a terrible cold coming back. And one of the comedians kind of elbows me and says, "Hey, Art, I want you to meet my friend Roger." So I talked to Roger for a few minutes, shook his hand, and said, "Nice to meet you," and all that. And he walked away and said, "Man, that guy looks familiar."
Something
That was
familiar.
Roger Clinton, wasn't it? It was the president's brother.
Oh, I've seen he
On our-
was on
Yeah, his band was playing in Seoul, South Korea.
oh, I didn't know he played music. I know
Yeah, he
the
was.
president played the sax, right?
His brother played the sax, but yeah, Roger plays in kind of a, oh God, I don't know what kind of music he is, but I think he does a little bit of rock and jazz and
Oh, that's
all that
cool.
stuff. Yeah, yeah, swing music.
So he was in a movie where they were doing this brother support group about how people that are their brothers are famous and take all the limelight and
Right?
attention away from them. I can't remember that movie, but it was funny because they had Sylvester Stallone's brother and Bill Clinton's brother, and they had Stephen Baldwin.
Oh, okay. Yep.
That's not Alec. That's not Alec. You know, because he gets jealous of Alec.
Was Patrick Swayze brother in it?
Gosh, I don't know.
Yeah, he
I can't remember the name of that doggone movie now.
right. I'll have to Google it after this.
Yeah, if anybody knows, it's gonna bug me if I don't think about it. But Rick Halber looks like I just saw you in the house,
All
buddy,
right, Rick Albert.
and Steve
And
Mack.
Steve Mack, he met Faith Hill. Oh, cool.
Wow, she's a pretty hot commodity,
Yeah.
man. Faith
Mhm.
Hill. Wow, I've met a few celebrities, and when I lived in Las Vegas, it's kind of hard not to because there's lot of times they're frequenting places.
Yeah.
And I've heard the locals told me that if you meet somebody famous, don't go up and act like you're a groupie and don't ask for an autograph right off the bat or anything like that. They said just be really cool with them, say hello, and they'll offer you an autograph, if, or say,
Right.
before I leave, do you mind signing this real quick? If you do, that's okay. But if not, and that worked out pretty good. She still lives out there, and her husband is the entertainment director at one of the big casinos there.
Right.
So
Right.
they have constant big acts and stuff.
Yeah.
He knows Charlie Daniels from the Charlie Daniels band, and they
Right.
get all kinds of cool memorabilia. I,
Hmm.
I asked her to bring me a ticket or at least sign a bunch of stuff and send it back to me, but she still hasn't. So,
Well, Greg from Oz by Drone is here. Wonderful.
what's up?
Yeah. Oi.
Oi, oi. We need one of those. What do you call that? A didgeridoo?
Oh, yeah. Or what's the other one? Uru. That's what Spike always says.
Uru. Oh man, there was
Like
they had another thing that they said Kraken or something like that was something that's
Mikey.
crikey. Yeah.
Oh,
Crikey.
Thunderbird just reminded me of someone that I met that's famous. Angus Young from AC.
What?
Yeah,
Yes. Wow, man, that is cool.
I was a metalhead back in
Me
the
too, man. I love some metal, man.
and
ACDC was the schnizzle.
used to go to this club quite a bit, and ACDC was playing the following night. So Angus was there, and they have kind of a celebrity place where all the celebrities go, they take them so they're not bothered by us common folk.
Ah, yeah.
And one of the gals I kind of like, I was dancing with, and she was really well.
S-
She
Was
was
she
really
smoking?
woo,
Ah, she's
up, and
little
she
tipsy
just
too. Oh, I
dragged me right up there, and she's yanking on my arm, talking to Angus. This is my best friend in the whole world.
oh my
And
goodness.
Angus says, "Well, let go of his arm. You'll pull his fucking arm off."
I can just see the way he talks too. My cousin met Peter Frampton one time in a music store.
Wow.
He said he went in there to get some guitar strings and that there was a guy in there playing the hell out of this guitar. And the guy that he didn't know that was Peter Frampton until after he left because he didn't listen to much rock.
Right.
And man, when everybody told him, dude, that was Peter Frampton. Why didn't you ask for an autograph or a guitar pick or something? He was so mad at himself for that. But
Well, when I met Angus, I got to sit and talk with him for a few minutes because
wow.
I was a stand-up comic, and we talked about the entertainment business. So he asked me, "Are you going to a show tomorrow?" And I said, "No, I don't have tickets." And he hands me a piece of paper and says, "Put your name on there, and I'll have two of them waiting for you at the will call."
Wow. That's
So,
what I'm talking about right there
so
now.
not only tickets to the show, but backstage passes too.
Wow, man,
So
that's the show you want to get on until they
it,
start throwing stuff.
mhm.
Then you're
Yeah.
like, whoa, hold on. Man, what a way to see them play, though, man.
Oh
That's
boy.
got a
Mhm.
lifetime bucket list thing right there, man.
Yep. Yep. I've seen him several times, but this was the first time I got to meet Angus. And then I found out after the show they had an after show party at
Oh
another
man,
venue that a
you could
lot
have
of
went to
bands
that.
play at. And so we went over there. We tried to get in, and they wouldn't let us in because you had to have another special sticker.
Ah, okay.
And so we're just kind of milling around, and I hear my name being called, and it was the limo driver that I met the night before.
Okay.
And he said, "Hey, Art, why aren't you inside?" "Well, they won't let us in. We don't have a." He goes, "Here you go. Here's a couple." So, and I took my niece with me, and
Oh
she
wow.
was, I think, a senior in high school. And we got in, and
Man.
so I got to meet Brian and all the other guys in the band, and uh,
Wow, that is totally
yeah.
cool. What she did she know who they were
Oh
whenever?
yes, she was a
Oh,
big
so she was in heaven then.
yeah. Hmm.
Oh man, I bet you when she went to school, back to school, she was telling
Oh yeah,
everybody that listened, wasn't it?
yeah. She had got an
Man,
autograph from them, and I had an autograph, and oh boy.
golly, man, that is cool right there.
Hmm. Yep.
I don't I met a couple of country people. I won a veterans thing one time and I was supposed to go on a hunt with um I think it was Mark Chestnut.
Oh, okay.
or somebody. I can't remember. This has been a long time ago, and my memory is getting old. As I get older, I got that sometimer. Sometimes I can remember, sometimes I can't.
Hmm.
And anyway, it was. I sorry, it's Craig Morgan, and
Okay.
actually, his son had passed away right before the hunt, so
Oh no.
obviously he wasn't going to be able to
Yeah.
go. And so, but did get an autographed CD and a
Right.
bunch of other stuff. He tried to make up for it, as best he could. But
Cool.
yeah, he was cool, man. I hate that it happened to his son, but you know,
Right.
sometimes it happens.
Yep. Yep. Hmm. Let's see. I met other rock and rollers. Let's see who else have I met? Well, I met the guys from Winger.
Oh wow, I love Winger, man. I
Yeah.
was listening to them the other day.
Yep. His,
They got
yeah.
some good jams.
Well, he's a Colorado kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't
And
realize that.
sadly, his brother passed away about a month ago, Nate, and he's a drummer and he's quite good. So
Oh my goodness, yeah.
yeah. And and I ran into John Bon Jovi.
Oh, with hair or without hair?
Oh, this is back,
This is big hair.
yeah, big hair.
Oh man, he was he.
Yeah, shot in the dark, and
And
you're
you're
to
to
blame.
blame. You
You
give
give
love
love a bad
that
name.
name. Put on her. Man, I wore that dang slippery when wet tape out, man.
Yeah. Mm.
I played that thing so many times in my Walkman. Back when we were all rocking the Walkman with the cassette tapes.
Yeah.
Man,
Or
that was a good album.
remember when Walkman, we thought, oh, wow, this is like the latest
Yeah,
tech. And now it's like dinosaurs compared to
man.
digital, you know?
And CDs and DVDs. Some kids don't even know what those are, man. You
Yeah.
show them a DVD or a CD. What is that?
Hmm.
Oh, hard media.
Yeah.
Back in the day, whenever CDs came out, man, we just couldn't believe the sound quality was so
Hmm.
awesome. And it was we've never heard anything like it. And
Yeah.
now it's with the computer stuff now and all the technology, it's people take it for granted.
Hmm.
Do you remember the dude that's on the cover of the romance novels is really shredded and he's got the long hair, he looks like a lion.
Oh, yeah.
That
Oh, God.
German dude, you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Hmm.
He is an audiophile and he's got like $100,000 stereo system and a room that he listens to music in.
Uh-huh.
And like they've got these big elaborate stereo setups for
Right.
super high fidelity music listening. And Fabio
Fabio. Yeah.
Thunderbird 6, yes,
Yeah.
thank you,
Yeah.
Fabio.
Yeah.
He is a big audiophile.
Fabian was another singer. That
That
was
was the guy from the Beach singing, right? The Beach
uh,
Bongo David. Was
yeah, I
that?
think he was more like Bobby Darin and
Mhm.
yeah.
Yes, he was one of those teeny bopper
Yeah.
dance hosts,
Hmm.
game
And
show thing.
he was one of those heartthrobs back in the
Teen heartthrob.
yep. And he was, did a lot of acting and stuff like that.
What
Yep.
was the Frankie? Somebody was another one too. Who was that?
Frank Sinatra?
No, not Frank Sinatra. Frankie something. He was one of those show hosts.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about in the 50s and
Yeah.
60s whenever they were doing those things.
Oh,
Frankie Avalon. Thunderbird 6
Frankie
is on
Avalon,
fire
yeah.
tonight, man.
Yep. Hmm.
Thunderbird 6, you win the Christmas turkey.
Yep.
Hey, that's pretty good, man. So, do you do any impression comedy or anything like that? Or
I've done a few. I did George Bush.
oh
Not,
my
not
god,
gonna do it. It wouldn't be
senior?
good. Senior.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a one
And
termer.
yeah, I'm just a one term.
Oh, I love that, man.
I didn't do a whole lot of that. I did, I tried to stay away from political stuff. Or if I did, I
Yeah.
tried to be even handed. I tried to make fun of, you know, both sides and because
Yeah, yeah, it's a
you know,
slippery slope these days, man, with all
oh
the stuff
now you
going on.
can't
So
make jokes. You can make all the jokes you want about Donald Trump
yeah,
and
whoever's in office right now.
yeah, lefties will go, they'll go nuts. They'll laugh it up, but make fun of Obama or
Yeah.
Bill Clinton is you're you're mean.
Yeah, that's
You're
weird how that
a hater.
came up. Not, they used to, everybody just accepted par for the course that if you were the president, whoever it is, they're going to be the butt of all the jokes on Saturday Night Live, and there's going to
Yep,
be people doing impressions of them. And I think people still do Bill Clinton all the time.
yep,
He's a popular one.
yep,
Man, well, maybe one day the climate will change because I think it puts you comics in a box, man, to
yep.
where the material that you're stuck, you have to sit. You can't just say, "Hey, is this funny?" You got to think about who's going to think this is funny. You
Yeah.
know,
Or who's
so
going to be offended?
yeah, maybe that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
That's what I'm.
because yeah, it's all about being PC. You
Yeah,
can't piss off anybody.
and that takes away so much of your creativity. I
Yep,
mean, look at Richard Pryor when he was in the red leather suit days, man.
yep. Hmm.
Holy cow, man! You couldn't do
Well,
that today.
how about Don Rickles?
Don Rickles, man, he when he
No.
was doing those roasts,
Oh yeah, he was
woo!
great.
You don't
It's
want to get in his crosshairs, man.
yeah, but you know what? A comic today couldn't do something like that
No,
because they
no.
would be crucified.
People had a better sense of humor then, and
Yeah.
they knew
Mhm.
how to
Mhm.
take a joke, I guess.
Yep.
Who
Mhm.
do you remember Tim Conway?
Oh yeah.
He was on the
That,
Carol Burnett show all
yep.
the time.
Mhm.
And he used to do these little skits, and
Yep.
the one that when he was the doctor,
Oh
they
yeah.
yeah, oh my god, they got so tickled as they were doing that they couldn't contain themselves,
Yep.
and they all
Mhm.
just started laughing. They just couldn't keep it up, And
Yep.
Tim
Mhm.
Conway is one of the funniest guys I've ever seen.
Yep. Mhm.
And another that Dave Chappelle's actually really funny. His special didn't do, a lot of people gave him flack because of the PC content or
Yeah.
whatever. But
Mhm.
man, I always loved him. And my other favorite comic was Ralphie May. Do you remember
Yeah.
Ralphie May?
Yep. He passed away a few years
Yeah,
ago.
he did. Yeah,
That's too
he.
bad. Glenn Thunderbird Six said, "Yeah, Tim Conway did pass away recently. I think it
Oh,
was this year that he passed away."
oh, really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Wow.
Yep.
Did you know that the Carol Burnett show started a lot of comics on
Oh
their
yeah.
careers?
Yep.
And
And so did Ed Sullivan.
Ed Sullivan show, but the one I think I remember the most was the Mad TV whenever
Yeah.
they were doing.
Yeah.
You remember the Homie Don't Play That and Fire
Oh, that
Marshal
was in
Bill
Living Color.
in Living Color,
Yep.
Jim
Jim Carrey
Carrey,
started on that.
Dave Chappelle,
Dave Chappelle. Yep.
his brother I think was his
Yeah.
brother's
Jason Wayans. Yeah.
Damon Wayans and the Wayans brothers.
Yeah.
So many good comics got their start on that show, man. That was the funniest show. And
Mhm.
they were supposed to do, a lot of those guys did Friday comedy movies. You remember
Right.
that?
Yep.
And
Mhm.
I heard that they were supposed to do another Friday movie that had Smokey in it from the first movie, and it had Day Day in it from the second movie, and Money Mike from the third movie, because those were all kind of the stars of the movies that kind of took off
Right. Mhm.
with this thing. And I heard that the daddy just passed away last week. The
Oh no.
the Craig's dad, the dog catcher.
Oh yeah.
That
Yeah. I know there was a
I
comic.
smelled your shit for 22 years. You can't smell mine for 5 minutes. You remember that guy?
Yeah.
He's always that. I'm gonna take a dog and I'm gonna bite him in the ass. And he would take that dog catching real seriously. But man, I was sad he passed away, man.
Yeah.
He was one of the funniest people. He was,
Yep. Hmm.
I'm coming, Craig. I'm coming. He had to stop and eat a burrito.
Well, one of the things that we didn't get to cover that we just kind of skimmed over a little bit, excuse me, what kind of software do you use for your editing?
Okay. This is it's kind of a hack job software because I use a Asus G750 laptop, which is kind of an older gaming laptop,
Right.
but I've got 24 gigs of RAM and I use Filmora 9.
Yeah, that's what I use.
And I
Right.
bought the license for like $59 or something for the
Oh, okay.
lifetime
That was a good
license.
deal then.
And it never would render a video. Like I could make a 2-minute video of this
Yeah.
in 1080p or anything higher and put it directly in, but it would overheat the computer and
Oh,
crash it and make it restart
oh
every time. I
right.
even tried putting ice gel pack on it,
Right. Huh.
and then somebody came up with showed me how I could go in and disable 4 of the cores of the processor while it's doing the rendering. So,
Right.
albeit that it goes a little bit slower while it's rendering, I can go in and tell it not to use all 8 cores, but only use 4 cores while it's doing
Right.
this task, and it'll end up going a little bit quicker. So now I'm using it all the time. So I
Uh-huh.
was using that in Vegas, not Sony Vegas, but the free one.
Right. Right.
I think it's not what is it here? Hold on a second, and I'll tell you.
Okay.
I tried everything that I could get my hands on,
Right.
and I ended up with it's the free one that everybody uses all the time. Let me see.
Oh, is it Movie Maker?
No, it's not Movie Maker. You have to download it.
Uh-huh.
It's a great program, but the learning curve's a little bit steep on it. That they
Right.
say I can't. I must have deleted it. But Filmora Pro is one that I just you know how you get used to using one of them, and it just
Right.
ends up being some DaVinci Resolve. That's what I was
Oh,
using.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Right.
DaVinci. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
that could
using.
be quite pricey.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't realize that the other things are free
Yeah.
until you buy certain pieces of it. And then
Right.
also I use an iPad and I love LumaFusion.
Right.
That's a $20 program you can buy from there that is really good and easy to edit once you
Right.
figure out how it works. If you have a larger iPad. So
Right. Hmm.
I love using that one, but it's just hard to get my content into the iPad
I see.
without because I have to upload it to Google Drive, then download it onto the iPad because I
Right.
didn't have an adapter to pull the information off the SD card. So,
Okay. Well,
but yeah.
I'm on a Linux machine here.
Oh, what flavor?
I have Mint.
Mint is a great flavor, man. I was looking at the new. There was a new version of Ubuntu coming out soon, but then there was also have you tried the Chinese
No,
version
I
of
have
Linux?
no.
Yeah, it's pretty popular. It's got a lot of bells and whistles on it. I can't think of it right now because I'm right.
Well, this Linux Mint, it's got a lot of really cool features.
Free?
It comes with its version of Office,
Oh, yes, yes,
uh,
yes.
and it operates just like Office. And it came with a whole ton of different stuff like graphics. It came with the
Hmm.
new
Yeah,
pics.
yeah, they got a lot of good ones on there.
And on internet, they gave you Firefox web browser. I don't like it too much, but I'm using Chromium on this.
Okay, yeah, Chromium's good.
And then it has Thunderbird Mail, but I don't use that. Then on sound, it came with media player, rhythm,
Media player.
VLC. But
Okay, yeah, VLC is so good. It's hard to beat that.
the video editor that I'm using on this is Open Shot.
Open Shot. Yeah, I've heard many good things about that. I think
And
it's on other platforms too.
that's right. They have it for Windows and Mac.
Yeah, I've heard it. So it's free. Open Shot's free, or do you
Well,
have to buy a license?
the Linux version is free. I don't know
Oh,
about the other platforms, so it could be free.
okay.
Nice thing about it is, well, I mean, it's really simple to use, and that's what I use to make that little 10-second flyer that says this week on ArtCo is
Yeah,
Tater Rogers. So
yeah.
it looks
That's
a little different, and I'm experimenting with the look, but I still use the logo that Bill Thomas made.
man.
Coast Coast Drone. Thank you, Bill. Um, so I use that, and so when my next video that I'm going to make, I'm going to really delve into it. And it has 3D titles, but you have to sync it with Blender, and I'm having a
Ah,
problem with that. So if anybody out there knows how to use Blender and get it to work with OpenShot, that would be a great help because that
yeah, man.
makes some really neat looking titles.
I've been wondering who's doing all these cool titles, man. I wouldn't mind having something myself, but
Hmm.
I don't like to trouble people for things. But it would be cool to. I don't even know what it would be. A potato spinning. I mean, we're going to put a peeler on there and let his skin come off or something. I mean, I don't know what you'd do. But
and
I've seen some of these people with like Grumpy's got some of the very creative stuff out there. Greg's got some creative stuff out there.
it does.
And if I had the time to spend to do that, I would love to learn and just do that.
Right.
But I
Hmm.
work so many hours, and when you get a 5-year-old, and it is hard to find time to do anything
Right.
that to actually sit down and learn something properly.
That's correct. Hmm.
But I've always things have advanced, man. You look around and then you come back and you take a look at what's changed since you've been there last. It doesn't seem like much has happened, but everything changes. This
Yep.
technology. I used Ubuntu 19 on this machine.
Oh, okay.
It,
I
it
tried to put Ubuntu on a laptop and on this machine. I just kept having problems with it. And then when I, excuse me, got Mint, it just, it,
just worked, didn't it?
it was a breeze. Sorry to hear about Dan of Drone Worship.
Yeah, how's he
Uh,
doing today? Last night he was.
ICU right now.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah,
Well,
let's
everybody
all
say a prayer for him, man.
send some cool vibes his way. Uh,
Yes.
so yeah, we did it pretty close to an hour and a half. Yeah, an hour
Oh,
and 23 minutes, which
okay.
is good.
Well,
So
I am sorry I talked too much, man. I
no, no
didn't really.
problem. You were a blast to have on tonight.
Thank you. This is my third time. I'm trying to get better each time to learn what to do, what not to do, and how to do it, and how long, and all that good stuff. So I'll get better as soon as the more
Oh,
I do it, I guess.
all right. Well, thank you for being such a great guest tonight. And you have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Hopefully one of these days I'll be down your way and we'll do some fishing.
Please do come down, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be on your show. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very humbled.
All right. Well, take care
Okay.
and we'll see you next time.
I see you later,
All
everybody.
right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
All right, folks. Thank you for coming to the show. Doing something a little bit different. Uh, that show hopefully we'll get OBS working and we'll put on it'll look a lot nicer. So uh, trying to get all the kinks out of this guy right here, but I really like it. So take care. Keep them flying, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.